Marlon Brando. Here's the funny thing, even though his mother was a total alcoholic and absent a lot of the time, she ended up playing a huge role in his development. She was involved in the theater, and this was an inspiration for Brando. In fact, he picked up the talent for mimicry at a really young age. What he could essentially do is pick up on your tics and mannerisms and impersonate them perfectly. But when he got into his career, this wasn't going to be enough for Brando the perfectionist. He had to take it a step further. His role development was unprecedented. He would get into a role in a way that no one else would. For example, when he filmed the 1950 movie The Men, where he was going to be playing a crippled war veteran, he actually bothered to spend a month in a veterans hospital in bed as though he was an invalid himself. But it goes a little bit further than that. Decades ago, Brando acquired an island complete with its own little tribe, and this led up to him eventually playing the famous Colonel Kurtz in Apocalypse Now, where he leads a tribe of renegade guerrillas through the Vietnam War, and then also the island of Dr. Moreau, where he plays a strange recluse who lives on the island with his own tribe of subordinates. Marlon Brando had so much mojo, he turned down the lead role in Rebel Without a Cause, a movie that made James Dean. But let's face it, what really immortalized him was his role in The Godfather. He managed to take a role that would have been otherwise a very cliche role and turn it into something extremely organic and with an element of humanity. Basically, you might not know this, but he stuffed his cheeks with tissue paper to give that slurpy, seedy element to his voice that made it so famous. But this is why this man had so much mojo. He could make a role his own. He really brought it to life. But more than that, he also overcame obstacles that most people can't. When his career got down in the dumps in the early 60s, not only did he come back, but he came back as Vito Corleone. And it didn't stop there. Overcoming his own obstacles wasn't good enough for a man like Marlon Brando. Let's face it, he's too big for only one person's obstacles. He was a huge champion of civil rights, specifically for Native Americans. So even though he was a bit of a recluse and a bit of an eccentric, the man was also mojo-rific.